All right. Hello, good people. I have decided to go on tonight immediately after the game as opposed to doing instead of getting my post game reaction out in the morning. So I'm going immediately after the game. And then hopefully I can finish up quickly enough to see some of this Colorado State game. I might be catching the Coach Prime fever a little bit. So let's see if I can finish this up pretty shortly, and that's going to depend upon who comes through and whether or not I have a crowd here. Today has been a triple header for me here on YouTube, so let's see who comes through, if anyone comes through at all. So the game just ended, so okay, so I am live. Let me click on that to make sure that I am broadcasting. Yep, well, there's an ad. There's Christopher Lloyd. Okay, and there's me. All right, so I'm going to play my intro, and then I'm going to jump into my analysis for the game. I'm going to go over the statistics, the remaining schedule, and then I will wrap this one up. If you're coming in during the live stream, please smash that like button. The likes are free. If you're new, please consider subscribing. Shout out to Bo Lytle. Respect is earned. On the last video, if you come into any of the videos on this channel, please smash that like button. I don't think I reminded people in the last video, and so the views are up, but the likes, well, please smash that like button. I'm going to play this little intro here I made up for the Bowling Green game and Bowling Green week, and then I'm going to hop in. So whoever is there, let me know who is there in the chat. Let me know what you guys thought of today's game. So I'll see you on the other side of this short intro. All right, so the Michigan Wolverines just wrapped up their third game of the 2023 season against the Bowling Green Falcons. The Wolverines hosted Bowling Green at the Big House. It was a 7:30 kickoff under the lights, and they won the game going away 31-6. Please smash that like button, guys, and let me know in the chat what you guys thought about the game. I'm going to go over my notes. I took notes during the game. I'm going to go over the statistics and then the remaining schedule, and then I'm going to wrap up. But, hey, I always love to hear what you guys have to say there in the chat. So, first of all, I hope those Bowling Green players who went down and got carted off, I hope they're okay. And I didn't realize, I saw Juwan Howard had surgery, but our head basketball coach, Juwan Howard, but I just heard on the broadcast that he had heart surgery. So I'm hoping Coach Howard has a speedy recovery. I don't know how severe it was, but I hope he's back on the sidelines in October and November. Trepper Coles, all right, we got Trepper Coles here. He says, I'm only halfway through the game. Just wanted to catch the live post-game shows. Trepper, what does that mean you're only halfway through the game? Would you DVR it or something? Because the game just ended. Unless you mean the Colorado State game. CJ Mike says, prayers to the Bowling Green players that got injured. Yeah, that always it's a violent game. It's a chess match in many ways, but it's also a violent game, and there's always the potential for injuries of all kinds. Oh, Trepa's you DVR'd it on YouTube TV. Okay, interesting. David says, I'm happy for the win, but Michigan could have played better. I'm going to get to that. Prayers, as always, for the injured players. Prayers for the injured players. It's late, and I did 2 other streams today. Let's go Big Ten games. Go Blue. If you guys are under no pressure to do so, but if anyone watching live or on the playback wants to donate something to the channel, my Cash App and PayPal are here. And you can also leave a super thanks, and the super chat is live for the live viewers. Yeah, so Michigan won 31-6. Michigan was predicted to win by 38 points. But once again, they did not fulfill the prediction. I'm not sure that's the right way to say that, but they did not fulfill the prediction. They won by 25 points instead of decisively winning by 38 points. I think for these first 3 games, with what was coming back and with the predicted talent on offense, I think we were all expecting to see for the first 3 games point totals like the ones we saw in the first 3 games last season against Colorado State, Hawaii, and UConn, because they were last year as JJ was battling for the starting quarterback position, and as he won it, our team surpassed 40 points, I believe, in all 3 of those games. So for these first 3 games, they've hung out right around 30 points, a little over 30 points. So what was the story of this game? Well, I think CJ Mike has said it right here. A sloppy game by JJ. The defense finally caused some turnovers. I'm very concerned about the secondary injuries. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see Will out there tonight. And who was the other kid that was out? Was it the Moten kid? Yeah. And as I'll describe, Bowling Green actually left a touchdown out there on the field. The kid had the ball in the end zone. All he had to do was secure it, but the quarterback dropped it right in there, and he just didn't secure the ball. So they left 6 points out there. Okay, so Michigan won 31-6. Let's see. The defense looked aggressive early on in that first quarter. Keyshawn Harris, I wrote this down that he made a nice tackle early on. And the defense, just in general, for this game looked aggressive, and they were tackling in space, which is what you want to see, and which is what we're going to need as this next phase of the season comes and the talent level ratchets up, because the talent level is about to ratchet up to a new level. Let's see. So U of M we got our first. The Wolverines, they got their first possession at 12 minutes and 36 seconds. Blake Corum ripped off a 53-yard run. There was a Donovan Edwards reverse play there. And then a JJ McCarthy run. That whole first drive was all running plays. There were no passes thrown, which was probably a good thing based upon what happened later. But Blake Corum punched the ball into the end zone. He scored on the ground with 10 minutes and 44 seconds left. Michigan went up 7-zip. Mike Sanders still sacked their quarterback at 9 minutes and 48 seconds. There was a big Tyler Morris punt return at 8 minutes and 36 seconds. Guys, keep letting me know what you think there in the chat. And JJ threw his first of 3 picks at 4 minutes and 48 seconds. The offense was right there in the red zone, and all he had to do was find a receiver. I think he was looking at Roman, and he didn't see the defensive back. I think Roman was crossing this way, and the defensive back was kind of right about here. And what JJ had to do was kind of loft the ball over, but he didn't see the defensive back there, and he threw it right to the defensive back. So, well, I know I was like, whoa, JJ just threw a pick. I mean, because most of his quarterback play up to this point has been perfect. So it's like, whoa, he just threw a pick. So let's see. The Ibrahim kid from Bowling Green, he made a nice catch. It was reminiscent of he fell on the ground and he bobbled the ball and he caught the ball. So that was a notable play for Bowling Green. Let's see. The Bowling Green kid dropped a touchdown pass with 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. Let's see. Bowling Green kicked the field goal with 14 minutes and 13 seconds left in the second quarter to make the score 7-3. Now the special teams, we can get on JJ and we could say we're concerned about JJ going forward and what he did in this game, but our kick return unit, what Bowling Green was doing, and I don't know if they scouted this or if they just happened to stumble upon this during the game, but they decided not to kick down to our return guys, and they decided to float the ball up on the kickoffs. And so I think Max Bredesen recovered that first one. And he tried to return it. It was the tight end. I think the tight end did the first one. He got it and he secured it and he tried to run it, and the ball got knocked loose. And then on another kickoff return or a punt, it was kickoff. I think it was Max Bredesen. He got the ball and he bobbled the ball and he fell on it. But that there was one turnover there, and there was another potential turnover there as well. So that's something that's concerning. So hopefully teams may try that again against us. Okay, kick it to one of the other guys, one of the blockers. Don't kick it all the way down to Khalil Mullings or whoever else is back there returning the ball. I thought I wrote down who that first fumble was from. Yeah, I think that first one was Max Bredesen. Okay, at 11 minutes and 44 seconds left in the second quarter, Bowling Green turned it over on 4th and 1. Let's see, at 11 minutes and 49 seconds, the score was 7-6. Bowling Green scored another field goal. And then, so Max Bredesen fumbled the ball, the kickoff return that first time, and then McGregor almost turned it over on a return at 11 minutes and 31 seconds. Guys, keep letting me know what you think there in the chat. If you're still here, please smash that like button if you're just coming in. At 8 minutes and 48 seconds left in the second quarter, JJ threw his second pick. He was looking for, I think, if he had thrown it to Roman, if he had thrown it out to where Roman could have gotten it on that pass play, Michigan would have scored, but he was looking for someone else, and the defensive back got it. At 4 minutes and 15 seconds in the second quarter, JJ hit Roman for a touchdown. Michigan went up 14-6. Let's see. Quentin Johnson intercepted Bowling Green at 1 minute and 51 seconds in that second quarter. Let's see. JJ could have thrown another touchdown pass, but he overthrew Tyler Morris around 1 minute and 25 seconds in the second quarter, and JJ got sacked with 1 minute left in the half. In the third quarter, Chris Jenkins, Michigan punted on its first series, and then Chris Jenkins intercepted Bowling Green down near the goal line, and then Blake Corum punched the ball into the end zone to make the score 21-6 Michigan. Let's see. There was a Michael Barrett fumble recovery at 11 minutes and 35 seconds in the third quarter. Let's see. I think the first Bowling Green player went down at 11 minutes and 19 seconds in that third quarter. There was a James Turner field goal at 10 minutes and 12 seconds in the third quarter to put Michigan up 24-6. Blake Corum crossed the 100-yard mark at 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Let's see. Michigan ran a flea flicker late in the third quarter, and JJ threw a touchdown pass to Cornelius Johnson. It almost got picked off, and Cornelius bobbled it, but he secured it, and he scored to make the score 31-6 Michigan. And then at that point, Sharon Moore started. At that point, he rotated in Alex Orji, who got a first down with his legs. And then with 49 seconds left in I think that was the third of the fourth quarter. It was the fourth quarter. JJ threw his third interception. So JJ threw 3 interceptions tonight. And then at that point, Sharon Moore started pulling the starters and putting the backups in. And I stopped taking notes at that point. So that was the final score, 31-6. So, yeah, I think the concerning thing about this game was the picks by JJ and those errors on our kick return unit. Yeah, so you can't. There were four total turnovers with a potential 5th. And once you get deep into Big Ten play, each of those could be costly. Like, even against a team like Rutgers, against a Nebraska, against a Minnesota, definitely against Penn State, and definitely against Ohio State. So everything that we saw tonight, they're going to have to shore up as we get into Big Ten play. But maybe it was a good thing that these things happened against Bowling Green and not against Rutgers and not against Nebraska and Penn State and Ohio State and the higher tier opponents that the Wolverines are about to match up against over the next 2 to 3 months. Keep letting me know what you think there in the chat. Please smash that like button if you come in. I'm going to go over the statistics right now. And as I've done in previous streams, I'm going to go to the ESPN site. Whoops, and that is the wrong window because you guys already see me here. It's been a long day. This is my 3rd stream today. ESPN, there we go. Are you guys concerned about what you saw today? Okay, so it wasn't a blockbuster game by JJ. JJ went 8 for 13 for 143 yards and 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. I was going to say this is a very Cade McNamara-esque performance, except there's one thing. Cade doesn't turn the ball over. So every other stat that JJ had tonight was reminiscent of a Cade McNamara 2021 game. Okay, so JJ went 8 for 13 for 143 yards, 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Bowling Green didn't get much done on offense themselves, so I'm not going to go over what their players did. Blake carried the ball 12 times for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Cornelius Johnson caught 3 balls for 71 yards and 1 touchdown. And I believe Roman scored as well. So I'm going to go to the box score and go over some of the other position groups. So I already wrote off JJ stats. Yeah, Blake carried the ball 12 times for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns. His longest run was that 54-yard touchdown in the first quarter. Donovan carried the ball 9 times for 50 yards, and his longest run was 11 yards. I think it was that reverse play that they ran early in the first quarter. Alex Orji carried the ball twice for 11 yards. His longest run was 8 yards. That was a first down carry. I know Johnny Olden's been looking for Alex Orji. And JJ carried the ball 3 times for -1 yards. And there were some other players who carried the ball as well. In terms of receiving, if JJ's not connecting on a lot of balls and if he's turning the ball over, the receivers aren't going to get much done themselves. And that's what we see here. Cornelius Johnson caught 3 balls for 71 yards and 1 touchdown. Roman Wilson caught 2 balls for 42 yards and 1 touchdown. And Colston Loveland caught 3 balls for 30 yards and no touchdowns. So it was a pretty quiet day for our highly talented passing game. That was in large part due to the interceptions, but also JJ also overthrew Tyler Morris on that 1 completion. If he put some more air on that ball and allowed Tyler Morris to run under it, Tyler Morris would have outsprinted the defensive back that was guarding him, and he would have scored as well. But it was that kind of night. So fortunately, the defense came to play. So here are the fumbles. So Braden McGregor fumbled, on that kickoff return. And Michael Barrett, let's see, I think, he picked up a fumble. So the defense came to play tonight. So in terms of sacking the quarterback, our defensive linemen, they got back there in the backfield. And let's see, Cam Good got 1 sack. Mike Samerstill got 1 sack. Keon Sapp got 1 sack. There were others. I thought there were others. No, those are the only 3. And there were several tackles for losses as well. Chris Jenkins got the big interception in that early in the third quarter, which gave Michigan the ball back close to the goal line. I think that was Blake Corum's 2nd touchdown. And let's see, I thought someone had a nice long punt return, but that was probably the previous game. So that was tonight's game, everyone. So let me look at the team stats to see what the totals were. So in terms of third down efficiency, Michigan was 1 for 5. There were no 4th down attempts. Michigan generated 312 total yards. Michigan generated only 143 passing yards. Michigan generated 169 rushing yards. Michigan had 1 penalty for 10 yards. Michigan had 4 turnovers. We lost 1 fumble, and JJ threw 3 interceptions. So in terms of time of possession, Bowling Green possessed the ball for 36 minutes and 24 seconds, while Michigan possessed the ball for 23 minutes and 36 seconds. Okay, so against our Big Ten opponents, that is not going to cut it. Okay, this is a recipe for a loss in Big Ten competition. So that was the game. That was the game tonight. So Michigan was expected to win handily. They deceptively did. There were several self-inflicted wounds, but because it was a lesser opponent, please smash that like button if you're coming in. I just went over the statistics for tonight's game. And let me know if you guys have any comments on this. If you're concerned going forward into the Rutgers game, let me know. I'm not going to stay on the stream for much longer, but the 31-6 score was a bit deceptive. There were several self-inflicted wounds. As I just showed you, Bowling Green actually held the ball longer than us. And I think Michigan was able to absorb all of those self-inflicted wounds tonight because it was a lesser opponent. Okay. Now that we're in Big Ten play, a performance like the one tonight won't cut it. So, but it's good that they had this kind of game against Bowling Green and not against Rutgers or not against Nebraska or Minnesota or Penn State. So that's probably the one silver lining from tonight's game. So I'm going to pull up the schedule, and then I'm going to wrap this stream up because it's late and I want to catch a little bit of the Colorado State game. Let's see. Yeah, so we are launching into, well, the team is launching into Big Ten play. So the remaining 2 opponents for this month are Rutgers. So that's going to be a noon kickoff next week. That's going to be on the Big Ten Network. And then the week after that, the Wolverines are going to go out to Lincoln, Nebraska to play the Cornhuskers. I think the Cornhuskers won today, but they won against a lesser opponent. I'm just going to run through the rest of this really, really quickly. In October, the first opponent in October is Minnesota, up in Minnesota. Then the Wolverines host Indiana. The Wolverines go up to East Lansing. That should be a win, as their team is in a bit of turmoil right now with the whole Mel Tucker thing. The Wolverines have a bye, and then they host Purdue on November 4th. The Wolverines go up to Happy Valley. These last 3 games could be pretty tricky for the Wolverines because they go up to Happy Valley. Penn State looks strong so far. And then the Wolverines come here to the DMV to play Maryland. Maryland is going to have revenge on their minds with Talia Tagovailoa. And then on Thanksgiving weekend, we have our annual matchup with the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Big House. But again, a performance like tonight won't cut it against any of these opponents. So hopefully, Coach Harbaugh will be back on the sidelines going forward. And hopefully tonight's game will serve as motivation for Big Ten play. Sheed, what's going on? I think, you've been to all 3 of my streams today. You guys must have finished cooking on your channel a little bit earlier. I stopped listening when the game came on. So everyone, that was tonight's game. So a W is a W, right? But now that Big Ten play is starting, yeah, they're gonna have to. They can't have games like they had tonight. So if you're watching on the playback, let me know what you think and what you thought about tonight's game. Are you concerned about the team going into Big Ten play? Is this just an anomaly? Was this a bit of a wake up call? Andy Case, thank you for your comment, Andy Case. Andy Case says Michigan only had 44 plays on offense. JJ needs to clean things up next week. The Michigan running game is not as good as last year. Yeah, so again, maybe it's good. Maybe this is a blessing in disguise. Maybe it's good that this happened tonight. Maybe they've been hearing too much about, oh, we're the number 2 team in the country, and we're gonna go to the playoff, and we're gonna compete for the national championship. Maybe this was a good thing that this happened tonight. Maybe this will snap them back into form going forward. Yeah. Does anyone else have comments on tonight's game? Yeah, JJ didn't look like himself. He looked a little rattled. He looked a little he didn't look like that confident JJ, that smiling JJ, that JJ with the swagger. He didn't look like that tonight. He's been damn near perfect up to this point, so he was probably shaken by that first interception, and there may have been a bit of an additive thing with the second and the third. Trepacole says, does this knock JJ out of the Heisman talk? Well, Trepa, it certainly doesn't help. It certainly doesn't help, but fortunately, again, it was this game. It wasn't in Big Ten play, so he could easily turn things around and make this an asterisk. So, but this certainly did not help his case for winning the Heisman in December. So that's a good question. By the way, your team had a good game tonight at the Horseshoe against Western Kentucky. Speaking of which, let me go over the scores really, really quickly. You guys continue sounding off. If you have comments, if you're concerned, let me know. But just for consistency, I'm going to go over the games from today. Alabama wasn't having a good game either when I was watching their game. Alabama is struggling a little bit as well. Let's see. Get that out of the way. Are you guys concerned going forward into Big Ten play? Let's see. So week 3, Miami won. Let's see. Missouri won a close one against Kansas State. Penn State beat Illinois 30-13. Florida State won a squeaker against Boston College. LSU beat Mississippi State handily, 41-14. Utah defeated Weber State 31-7. Notre Dame defeated Central Michigan 41-17. Iowa defeated Western Michigan handily 41-10. Oregon State defeated San Diego State 26-9. North Carolina defeated Minnesota 31-13. We have to go up to Minnesota to play them at the beginning of October. Alabama did beat South Florida 17-3. Georgia defeated South Carolina 24-14. Oklahoma defeated Tulsa 66-17. Duke defeated Northwestern 38-14. Duke is very competitive this season. Ohio State defeated Western Kentucky 63-10. Now that's the kind of score I think that's the kind of point total we've been expecting this Michigan offense to put up in these first 3 games. Ohio State scored 63 points today. We did not. Michigan State, they're in turmoil right now. They lost to Washington 41-7. UCLA defeated North Carolina Central 59-7. Again, that's the kind of point total we would have expected for our Michigan team in the first 3 games, but we haven't seen that thus far. Washington State defeated Northern Colorado 64-21. Florida defeated Tennessee 29-16. Mississippi defeated Georgia Tech 48-23. Michigan defeated Bowling Green 31-6. Oregon defeated Hawaii 55-10. Texas defeated Wyoming 31-10. And right now, Colorado and Colorado State are tied in the second quarter, 14 apiece. So there's one more comment that came in here. CJ Mike says, hold on a second. I feel a sneeze coming on. CJ Mike says, no Heisman for JJ. Now he can just focus on playing and getting better every week. Yeah, I think the fewer distractions the fewer distractions, the better. So, yeah, he needs to focus on just leading the team, hitting those open receivers, and not turning the ball over. That's what JJ needs to focus on right now. Andy Case says they're 3-0. Just move on to Rutgers and play better. Yeah, Coach Harbaugh will be back next week as well. So the captain of our ship will be back. So perhaps that will provide some stability and some more focus for the team. So, all right, everyone, I am going to wrap this up. Let me know what you think in the comments section below if you're watching this on the playback. I'm going to catch the rest of this Colorado State game. But hey, it's on to Big Ten play. The appetizer is over, and now it's time for the meat and potatoes. So may the best team win over the next 2.5 months. So hopefully we will be punching our tickets back to Indianapolis and back to the playoff. But there's a lot of football left to be played. All right. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. This is Big Discussions 76 Sports, everyone. My name is Dr. Anwar Youssef Dunbar. I am a Michigan alumnus, and I am a fan. And please like, share, and subscribe if you're new. If you are already subscribed, please like and share. If you want to donate something to the channel, my Cash App and PayPal are below in the description box. You can also leave a super thanks if you're watching on the playback. And also, please consider joining the Big Words. There he is. Buckeye Alex. Probably relishing in the fact that his team scored 63 points tonight or earlier today, and they're looking good. There's Buckeye Alex. All right, we're gonna have Alex back again soon, so you guys can joust with him. I know you guys like jousting with Buckeye Alex. And Buckeye Alex is not a fan of JJ McCarthy. So Alex is probably rubbing his hands tonight like this. Regarding JJ's performance tonight. But Alex, you know who does like JJ? Coach Vance Bedford.
He's a dangerous fellow. First of all, he has a pretty good arm. He has great poise, but what scares me about him is that his mobility.
Alex, I got one more for you.
Throwing the ball on the run is pretty accurate. So most defensive coaches, they like a guy who's like the Statue of Liberty, that he can't scramble. So when I pressure him, I don't have to worry about him running. JJ has the escapability that makes you nervous when you pressure him.
JJ has the escapability that makes you nervous when you pressure him. Alex says, I think we should nominate him to start another season. Okay. Well, Alex, before tonight, JJ was in the Heisman discussion. So, and he can probably play himself back into the Heisman discussion. But someone said, I think someone up here said, yeah, Andy Case, I think there are just some things they have to shore up going forward. He says, let's see, yeah, Michigan only had 44 plays on offense. That would help explain the time of possession discrepancy between us and Bowling Green. JJ needs to clean things up next week. And the U of M running game is not as good as last year. Yeah, Blake, I think Blake looks good. Donovan hasn't got off the way he got off late last season in the Ohio State game in particular. So Donovan looks off. He hasn't really broken a long one. I think Blake looks okay, but Donovan doesn't look like he's in the same form that he was late last season. Anyway, I was in the middle of wrapping this up and Alex came in the chat. So everyone, go blue. And as always, remember that your attitude determines your altitude. Always try to do your best. Take care, and I'll talk to you the next time. The link for my newsletter is in the description box below. Please consider signing up. It's late, so I'm not going to show it right now. But I will talk to you all soon. I will probably do something pre-Rutgers. And yeah, we'll go from there. So have a good night. And yeah, don't get too down on tonight's game. It was probably best that this happened against Bowling Green. So this gives them something. This may give them some momentum going forward mentally. So, all right, everyone. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.